Hi, welcome to my channel. In each video I cut from other videos about science, about astronomy, universe. We cannot see the universe. So about from Sabine Hossenfelder. She is upwards like Starlink, Star Talk channel. Neil deGrasse Tyson often in this channel like a guest. So whereas are two guys and they said Roger Penrose paradox about Andromeda. So Sabine Hossenfelder.
I recently learned about the Andromeda paradox, a real effect in Einstein's relativity. That's logically possible, but it's just not how we use the word now. We talk about things that happen now, elsewhere, all the time. So I find this an unsatisfactory solution, and I believe that the block universe is correct. I explain the consequences of this in more detail in my book Existential Physics. But to come back to the star talk, in the podcast, the two go on to discuss the question of now in Einstein's theories, and that's all well and good. But I think that they didn't correctly explain just what the paradox is. It's not just you. Relativity really is confusing. Even physicists get it sometimes wrong. I find it endlessly fascinating how much physics tells us about the fundamental structure of reality. It's not just relativity, but also quantum physics and generally differential equations and all the maths that we use.
So you will see a few other parts that I cut from Sabine Hossenfelder. Okay, you're going to see I will make more problems from this. They will say some apparent problems, but I will make real problems from this. So, but the first one is all of you say that Andromeda is approaching. Okay, this is you know that it will collide with the Milky Way. You know this, okay? But Hubble makes the receding Andromeda. So in Hubble, the constant Hubble is a recession. Andromeda was receding. It is right. This word was wrote on the papers, on the graphic, receding with 15 kilometers. Okay. So what he's talking about, and I will pour more on this. Okay. You'll see. So watch.
I didn't understand it, and that really annoyed me. Let me play you the clip that confused me so much. It's from a recent Star Talk episode with astrophysicist Hakeem Oluseyi.
What is the Andromeda paradox?
Well, the Andromeda paradox is the fact that if you and I are looking at Andromeda 2.5 million light years away, then what happens is, suppose you're sitting in your chair and I'm running by, and at the second I run by you, we both look up at Andromeda. Because I'm moving and you're stationary, we're going to see events that are days apart, even though we're in the same location looking at the same time.
How can that
and
be?
You think that.
So if you watch that, they are saying about some paradox. So the guy is going to surprise even Neil deGrasse Tyson, but you see the vector of the speed of light, the Einstein says somehow, but the equation are bullshit, only the story like in the philosophical matters, okay? The equation are wrong, but one of the facts is that you do not add to the speed of light, you maintain, because if you know what vectors, you see, so it could not be in this case what they are saying to you, but I pour real problems on this paradox. Roger Penrose, this guy is lying like in big time. Roger Penrose, this guy, okay? So let me tell you real problems with galaxies, okay? The sombrero is this is a galaxy. See, is Andromeda. Let's say you see our galaxy is said it has 100,000 years in span. So from here to here, 100,000 light years. Okay. So the speed of light. Okay. C equals 300,000. Okay, kilometers per second. This is the speed of light, okay? So what is the problem? You understand that the light from this galaxy travels towards you at the camera, okay? So traveling towards you at the camera like this, you see? Let's suppose that the galaxy is like this. Is like this. It is very important. Why? If you sustain that this has 100,000 years in span like this, okay. If you put it like in an angle, you obtain here a straight angle like Pythagoras. You must make now a triangle. This is going to be on this edge of the triangle. You have is a right angle, okay, like 90 degrees angle. So what it means that this is it is more closer than this part of your camera. So if you understand now, if you take the speed of light, it will go this in the same time, but will arrive in different times. So you'll see an incoherent temporal structure. You understand? So you're going to see like a blur stuff. This is going, if you make, okay. So watch another part from these guys. I explained to you. This is a real paradox. If you understand, if you take the speed of light, but there are more problems on this. You'll see. So watch.
Relativity. And you think that the
You can
light
say
arriving,
relativity and keep talking.
How
I know,
far?
right?
Wait, in this scenario, how far away from me are you when you're running by
You're in the same
me?
place.
we're in the same place essentially.
So
I've
you're
never-
like literally
I've
running
never
here.
heard of this paradox.
And you look
right.
up,
It's a little known paradox.
and the
right?
thing
Yeah.
that you see and I see are days apart
days apart
because of our physical perspective.
Okay, if you watch that, you see you have a straight angle like this, 90 degrees angle like this, 90 degrees, okay. If you know a little bit of Pythagoras, let's say ABC, okay, see, this is the cathete. You see, and the hypotenuse, okay, okay, and the cathets, okay. So you know that AC square, it is the sum of AB square or BC square. You know this, okay. But now you suppose that this galaxy is this. It is inclinity like this. You understand? So now you understand. You have real problems. The light must go, you see, and you have a mathematical problem. So you understand that it is going to be after, let's say it has 100,000 years, this AC 100, so you can resolve some problems like 100,000, the span for Milky Way galaxy that you are saying from this part to this part, 100,000 years. From here to here, okay. In the middle here you have 50, okay, like this, like, okay. In the middle, so you have 50,000 light years, the speed of light, okay. So now you can resolve some problems if you understand. You can understand some problems. So this part will come if you understand this part. Maybe with a difference or 100,000 years. It's not quite 1,000. You can resolve this if you understand. If you are in this point like this, if you are like in this point, you understand that the light from this edge of the galaxy will reach you like this. Here, let's say, okay, maybe almost in an instant, and from here will be some delays, okay, from here to here it's going to be some delay. This only if you put a galaxy like this, like sombrero, you understand. So now, but now you will understand. You'll understand that even if it is going to be the perpendicular case like this, where you are going to be situated, it is going to be a perfect triangle in the middle, like here, okay. So if you are like here or like here, you will make. So watch another part from these guys. I explained to you. I will pour more fire on these problems.
Well, here's what you would think. You would think the light is arriving right now. We should all be receiving this light, but that's not how it works. Motion changes the perception of time.
Did you see how confused Neil looks? That was exactly my reaction too. Like, This can't possibly be true, right? This doesn't make any sense. Then again, relativity has this way of messing with your brain. And when I looked up the Andromeda paradox, it turned out that it originally came from Roger Penrose.
Okay, if you watch that, now you understand this. You can resolve some things with this. Imagine that you are now like in perfect in the middle. Only like this you'll go light from here and here in the perfect manner. But if you are like here, it is going to be much longer to take the light from here to here. Okay, much longer it will take. But now let me tell you the truth. 99% of the galaxies are orientated perfectly towards us. You cannot explain this, okay, like this. 99. It's some rare and a few cases that it are orientated, like God put the stars to illuminate towards the earth, it says in the Bible, towards us. You see, 99%, they are not inclinated at any angle, like this or like this. You see, they are not in any angle. But now let me tell you more problems about. So watch another part of Sabine Hossenfelder, and I will tell you more problems when you deal with this stuff.
Who, I think, understands Einstein's theories better than Einstein himself. So now I wasn't just annoyed at myself for not understanding this paradox, but also embarrassed because I thought I'd read Penrose's books. But let's look at exactly what Penrose said, or rather wrote. This is from his 1989 book, The Emperor's New Mind. Two people pass each other on the street, and according to one of the two people, an Andromedan space fleet has already set off on its journey, while the other, the decision as to whether or not the journey will actually take place has not yet been made. That sounds very similar to what Hakim says on the podcast, but note that Penrose didn't say that the people who pass each other actually see the event. Penrose goes on, how can there still be some uncertainty as to the outcome of that decision? If to either person the decision has already been made, then surely there cannot be any uncertainty. The launching of the space fleet is an inevitability. In fact, neither of the people can yet know of the launching of the space fleet. They can know only later when telescopic observations from Earth reveal that the fleet is indeed on its way. Then they can hark back to that chance encounter and come to the conclusion that at that time, according to one of them, the decision lay in the uncertain future, while to the other it lay in the certain past. Was there then any uncertainty about that future, or was the future of both people already fixed?
So if you watch Sabine Hossenfelder, let me tell you. If you take the speed of light, and you believe that the light is 300,000 kilometers per second, okay? Gravity, Einstein asked himself, only with words, I'm telling you that EMC squared is false, and another one, 1.5 radius mu, or c over c, or the fourth power is false also. Gravity and actually it's false physics. But if you take that the light has a speed, and all the phenomena that Einstein said in a philosophical manner can surpass the speed of light, the energy goes wild, and the mass and things like this. If you maintain that the speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second, Einstein himself wondered, spooky actually at the distance and if the gravity is traveling the speed of light. Newton gave it by area like this, okay? You have a force, a heating force that is a relation on area. That you have an area like this, like this, okay? This area is filled with a force, It doesn't matter from where it comes or it's filled with this force, it can push a body or can do something, it's filled. But now Einstein said, what's the speed, who emits it is, what's the speed of gravity? You understand, it's going not to be fair somehow. If you understand some big force, it will apply at the distance. So now like I hit you without any like that cheese stuff of Chinese stuff, okay? I only made like this and I hit you at a distance with some force. So now if you understand, that's why you cannot surpass the speed of light. If it is a speed, it is a speed of emission. So if you have a body like here in the center, okay, it must be emitted by this body in the center of this body that is gravitating, let's say, with the speed of light like this, c. Maximum speed that you are saying that it exists, or c, with the c, okay, with the speed of light, 300,000 kilometers per second. But if you maintain this, there's a problem. Why? Because you see, you have these galaxies, you are believing that there are the gravity is due to mass. Imagine that in this point here is the galaxy, is a black hole, okay, and the border of the galaxies are the edges of the galaxy and all the stars, so in this circle. But you have a problem now. If the black hole emits like gravity waves like this, you see, emits it to the speed of light, and now when it travels from here to here 100,000 years, okay, if you have this 100,000 years, when it travels from 50,000, let's say it is 50,000 from here to here, you see, you put two stars like this. So 50,000 light years, 50,000, the light years, 50,000 light years, okay? Light on screen, 50,000, I wrote, okay? I'm from Romania, I have 44 years old. I studied philosophy and I discovered Big Bang is false, I'm telling you. So the light must go from the middle of the galaxy towards is in the border of galaxy, okay? So, but if you understand, if you put 10,000 years, 20,000 years, 30,000 years, you see, there's a star at 10,000 years, a star at 20 and 30,000 years. The light emitted from here is going to be delayed 10,000 years, you see, because it must travel. The force of gravity is a force that must push a mass, conform to Newton, must travel at the speed of light. When we reach here, it will have 50,000 years delayed. So now you must understand that it must be applied at a distance to maintain a star with 50,000 years must contain the force capable of pushing of mass of 50,000 light years from the middle of the galaxy, you understand? So if it is emitted from here like a wave of gravity containing a frontal force that is capable of pushing a mass, it must travel. When it travels here, it is diminuted or not. What's the force when you reach 10,000 years? Because the second wave must be, you see, it is emitted how? With the speed of light in waves, you understand, must contain the force. But the force, it is diminishing with distance. If we reach here, you understand, so you have some problems. If you have some problem. So what I'm telling you, watching out the part from Sabine Hossenfelder, I'll explain to you more.
What Penrose is going on here is that in Einstein's theory, the notion of now becomes subjective. Neil and Hakim go on to talk about this in the podcast, but I think they've messed up the relation to the Andromeda paradox. Let me draw this in a space-time diagram because I think this will clarify it. In a space-time diagram, we have space on the horizontal and time on the vertical axis. You have to imagine that this one-dimensional space is actually three-dimensional, and well, good luck with that. If you just stand still, then you move on a vertical line in this diagram like this. If your friend walks by at a slow pace and meets you just when the clock strikes 0, then that'll look like this. Let's say that Andromeda's over here. It doesn't matter exactly at what velocity it moves relative to the two people, so let's just say it doesn't move relative to you. In these diagrams, light travels by definition at a 45-degree angle. You can see immediately that there is exactly one light signal arriving from Andromeda at the place and time the two people meet.
Okay, but now let me resolve this, all of this, okay? Gravity is not depend on mass, and the light speed does not. The speed of light is wrong. It's wrong. I always telling you. So Einstein mc square or cc mc energy equal mass times c square, okay, equal mass times c square, okay. You must have the speed of light 300,000 kilometers per second, okay. Space over 10, like this, okay. So but I prove to you that it is wrong like this. You see, what's the speed of light in this match before I release it? It is inside the sulfur piece, and before I release it, what is the speed of light? What it is? So the speed of light is contained in material, and it does not have to deal. So the mass, if you identify it with some levels of energy, you do not have space over time. You see, because it's a movement, and it does not move inside this match. So if in this manner I burn the equation of Einstein for you to forget that Einstein says anything in coherent manner. Look. This is false physics. Is or is not in this paper light? Does or does not have a speed before I release it? Does have a speed? What you are saying? The light goes through the paper with the speed of light. It is maintained static. It is the energy, like it is wave with the fire constitute the matter. I'll do this. I burn my house. So if I show you that the light does not have a speed, you understand, and you are wrong, because Galileo said this is space over time relation that does not depend on mass. So if you understood this this part, okay, watch another part from Sabine or something. I explain to you more.
So they must agree on what they see. This is why I was so confused by what Hakim said. It just can't be correct. And indeed, what Penrose talks about in his Andromeda paradox is something else. What these people see is something that happened in the distant past. Andromeda is 2.5 million light years away, so we can only see what happened 2.5 million years ago. Penrose is instead talking about what happens in Andromeda at the moment these people meet. And for this, you have to introduce a notion of now or of simultaneity. You can do this, for example, by saying, well, suppose I place a flashlight left of me at a distance of 100 meters and one right of me at a distance of 100 meters. At which moments do they have to flash so that I see them flashing at the same time? The answer is the flash events both have to be on the same horizontal line. And since I know how far away the flashes took place and how long they traveled, I can figure out which event in my past coincides with these two flashes. So these three events happened at the same moment.
Okay, if you watch that, so Einstein has a C2 power equals C square, and the gravity wants a C or 4 power, and I've told you that this cannot be the light does not have a speed. You cannot sustain that the light through this paper goes with the speed of light like this. So it is, I proved to you, I burned the paper to show to you, it contains light, this paper inside, but it's kept static. So the energy goes to zero, not quite to zero, but you can touch it, the touch is light, okay, you can taste it, the taste is light, okay, and you can see it, so it means that it is already here some light radiation response with this. Okay, but now you understand that I'm sustaining that the light does not have a speed, and it goes and makes some entanglement. Okay, so light, you can film something with an entanglement state. You have a camera, you have a photon, the photon films another photon, if you understand, duplicates it like this. That's why two people or two eyes can see, like the double slit experiment. The photon goes through both eyes because it is a picture, like the virtual particle, like the photon, and makes a duplicate in this eye, in this eye. So this is the photon. It enters through location to both our locations, okay, but not through a propagation or speed of light like this, with an entanglement properties, because our galaxy is like this sphere, and it is surrounded by a cloud of light, and in this is some like volume resonance all over the galaxies. This makes gravity and everything else. So now in each part, if you are you can see Orion constellation or this galaxy. 4 men with 6 eyes. This galaxy enters in 6 eyes, you see, at once. So it travels, the single photon is not traveling, the light is not traveling, it is resonating, a sensor capable of receiving it. And the sensor has some photon that can duplicate the image. The image, you can put it in here, like in a zoom, if you understand, 30 days of, you can watch a movie, 15 days non-stop movies with light, you see with your eyes, okay? So you can make a little zoom, or like you have here 15 days of movies, entire people, you can make small zoom, because this is the property of the photon. Being a virtual particle, it duplicates everything that it sees. So you can inject this in a photon. A photon can see this, like you can inject it in a single point like this. Let's suppose that this is the photon, okay? The photon has all the colors, all the resonances, is like is like, okay, and does not have a picture, does not have a certain geometry, okay? This is the photon, let's say, and it is in my eyes, and another one in my eyes must be open, you have a camera, must film a photon. A photon makes a duplicate at a distance because there is a field of photons between, okay, and a sense, and it only duplicates when you open. You have a camera, is not going to film. If you have the eyes closed, you cannot see the Orion. You must open the eyes. When you open eyes, you make a circuit, and the photons, one here makes a duplicate pictures here. So the double slit experiment, if you understand, this image is going to be replicated in 2 photons at once in one eyes, and in the split, double slit experiment like this. But if you understand now that it does not matter, you can have 1,000 people on the beach watch Orion constellation, 1,000 people. Let's see, 1,000 people means 500 photons. 2,000 photons, capable of duplicating like this, many 2,000. So the Orion constellation, it's a single one like this. It makes a duplicate copy here. So you have another way of telling you, you have 1,000 cameras to film it, 1,000 points like this. With the open camera alimented with electricity, is not going to make a duplicate copy, okay? So you must understand that this image is not going to be here, only if I watch it. The Orion is here, but when I watch it from here, it's going to make a duplicate in my eyes. From here is make a duplicate in my eyes. You see, is not here, the picture is not here, is in the camera to entanglement. So when you approach, it makes, you see, like this. And 1,000 cameras can see the same Orion constellation from a beach and filming it. That's why you must understand that you are wrong in conceiving light in a trajectory, rectilinear trajectory, like this. The light is a field, is a day with the speed of light, some intensities, different intensities, in tonality, all the colors, like somehow you cannot see it with your eyes, only in object. You cannot see the trail from by light bulb here, only when it resonates, blue. So the field is capable of resonating blue somehow, if you understand. So there is a light field all over the galaxy. It is the light does not have any certain energy. So, but it takes some energy, and when it takes some energy, it spins the planets, our Earth, the sun is plucked. Okay, the stars are plucked. It's not due to mass. Okay. So it spins the planets. I have here Jupiter planet. You see, it spins. The gravity is not produced by internal means, by mass. You see, that's why the black holes are false. If you understand, it is received by a mass like this, and being a motor, electromagnetic motor, it makes something with the light. And so the planets are motors. There is no coherent explanation why they are round. They are constructed to be like this. And big motors, see, Jupiters have these clouds go like this, on the equator, and like this. Okay, on the Earth, the winds makes another climate things, because they are done with light, and on Mars another kind of type of climates, and the Venus planet, the Russian light, I'm telling you, is like you take a temperature in a volcano. The Venus planet does not have 50,000 Celsius degrees, Russian light, and I'm telling you, and so it's not by mass. You can have identical bodies with mass to give a different quantity of gravity on the surface. You see, if you understand, they were calculated by Kepler angles like this, and the Newton making the force equated with mass, with the impact mass and the force when you break a wire or something. You wrongly believed in your head that the movement of the Mars planet or on the sky was calculated through force and mass. It was not, was observed only with a lorgnette like this, that has angles like this, 350 like this and like this. And you have the cupola around your head, because on the time of Copernicus, our galaxy was still a sphere, the known universe. You are saying the universe, we cannot see the universe. If you understood these are clouds only, put exactly like this. That's why I kept this Christmas tree decoration. You see, they are spirals on the snail back. They are not going anywhere. That's geometrical patterns. They are not going anywhere. They are spinning. So they are spiral, or exactly like flowers have a geometry, not moving, as a round geometry somehow. So they are put on the electric membrane like this, electromagnetic, a strong light, like you have it on your socket at home. And there's different levels. You see already this void. This ignites the sun and spins the sun. The same sun is alimentated. It's not due to mass, so we cannot see the universe. There are clouds at the border of our galaxy. Fake clouds. We cannot go at our current day, maybe 1,000 years. I don't know. You see, fake clouds. Clouds is full of clouds. Our galaxy is surrounded by clouds. The stars are putting clouds, extract light from there. You see. So it is fog. This is real-time stars. This star put in fog, and it is not burning, not make a fusion. Okay, and you must go through this black stuff that you invented. Dark energies. Normal matter does not illuminate. Okay, and so. You see, watch another part from Sabine Hossenfelder. I will close up the video.
And this tells me that generally everything that happens on this horizontal line happens at the same moment. In each moment, everything on a horizontal line is now for me. But here's the thing, your friend who walks by doesn't agree, because between the moment these lights flash and he sees them flash, he's moved. So he sees the flash he's moving towards earlier. But your friend could find out what happens at the same time, the same way as you, by putting two flashlights at the same distance from him. And if the flashes arrive at the same time, he'd know they happened simultaneously. The issue is, though, that his idea of simultaneity doesn't agree with yours. His simultaneous surfaces are tilted relative to yours. And so his now doesn't agree with you.
Now, at the end, I wanted to tell you, you see, you must say in your head that there is a black hole here to sustain this vastity of trillions of billions, like you are mean, okay? Like this matter cars against billions of billions, like you are malefic towards the mankind, okay? This is a small cloud, light producing cloud, you see, like thunder clouds emits thunder clouds. You saw that multiple lightning like this. Imagine that it is produced by this cloud, and there's some pieces like this, metallic pieces and crystalline structures. They are illuminated by this short circuit with the cloud. But this is matter that exists. Okay, so but let me tell you more how you are tricked. The black hole is not related to mass. That guy is tricking you, and you all see now black holes where there's light. You see there's light here, light. You cannot make light darkness and darkness light. You see, they said the prophecies, you do not make this light darkness. And you saw what happened with Stephen Hawking. He made darkness light and light darkness. The mass is not related with light, okay? The light makes mass, okay? But let me tell you how you are treated in supplementary manner. This is a black hole. Is this a black hole? This paper. You see, you are treated like in a child-like manner. You see, you understand that this match contains light and it keeps light. It's a black hole. Even the light cannot escape. Like you are wanting to scaring somebody. You see, a star produce light. How to make a star not producing light? You see, but if you understand that the light is trapped here. With no mass, it's trapped. Look, I released it. I released the light. You see, it's trapped in this is the black hole. It is due to mass. It is kept. It is some force of mass is going the space to zero to sustain at the speed of light at 300,000 kilometers per second. In this match, it is kept with this is a black hole. It is kept. The light is kept in this. It's a black hole. Look, I released the light. Is this match a black hole? So you don't understand, you only scaring tactics like militia tactics. I had a video like Captain Proton on the Star Trek, okay? There was Captain Proton, the protons do not exist, and there are two girls like conquering the universe, Militia and Demonica, okay? Like militia tactics. You see, from this mass the light is not going to go outside, so a star will collapse and the light. This paper contains light. This is a black hole. I'll burn it again. You see, it's a black hole, contains light, is a black hole. So it's carrying tactics. You can put the light in your battery. The energy is light. So before I release it was in a black hole state. You see, you kept. You do not keep it. God made it like this, but it is light. You deny this light, so was kept from black hole equations in this paper. With what was kept here? Black hole equations. What? With what? You do not understand. The energy, it is light. The electron does not exist. The proton does not exist. The proton is fire. The energy, it is light at some levels. You see. And you can dumb down the different tones of energy of light. You can make it to have different levels of energy. It shows to all the colors, all the geometries. Watch my previous videos. I'm telling you cannot make equations only like in a logical manner, like A implies B, not with 1 + 1 = 2. The mathematics is wrong. You cannot put the numbers. I may tell you more profound way some other time. This, okay, you see all the lights, all the colors, all the forms done with light, so all the energy, all the tonalities, all the radio frequencies, all the microwave, everything is light. You write light here, the light it is in the plastic, the light is in petrol, gasoline, gases, light, it is light, it makes the colors, see.
But let's come back to Penrose and the fleet of Andromedans. Suppose the Andromedans want to invade the Milky Way. Here they discuss the idea, and here the fleet takes off. The issue is that as you meet your friend, they're still discussing it in that moment according to you. But according to your friend, they've already left. Now, neither you nor your friend can possibly know anything about this, because the information from Andromeda can't yet have reached you. But this brings up the question of whether the decision was already made. As Penrose writes, was there then any uncertainty about that future, or was the future of both people already fixed? So the Andromeda paradox brings up this question of whether the future is still open or already fixed. The usual conclusion from the relativistic discussion of now is that the future is as fixed as the past. This is what's called the block universe. The only other way to consistently make sense of a now in Einstein's theories is to refuse to talk about what happens now elsewhere.
A silver piece, you see it with light. A gold piece is yellow, you see it with light. You cut it at a level that you want, a small piece. You see it with light, and it's still yellow. So copper, red, it is light. So you see, light manifests all the levels as many energies, but you cannot make the equation of light. How? Okay, this is everything I wanted to tell you. A big video, but because you cannot make it with numbers. 1 plus 2 equals with this imbecile sign, minus, plus, like divide and multiply. 4 signs that you do not understand. They are unities, they're not gathering together with a plus sign. They are unities that come together in another manner, okay? They are units, like you see, but like do with me. You cannot add like do note with re note. You see, gives you what? 2 notes. Okay, if you understand, you cannot apply numbers. The equation will look somehow like in a chemistry manner, with logical implication. A implies B with some numbers, 3, 4, but then you resolve this but in another manner. Okay? You cannot intersect only numbers in some crazy. You are children at this hour on this planet, and you like this planet enough. I'm telling you, I will fight with you all my life if necessary. You see the freedom of speech. I've already maybe 2 years when I speak this stuff. You are free to recite the official bullshit story, but you are tricking the children in schools, in chemistry and everything. You pretend that you know and you cannot see the universe. Even you live in your mind hallucinating. These galaxies are simply stars, thousands, millions, but they are simply clouds. Like you have 1,000 pieces of clouds in the night, when a rainy night, and they are having some forms, 1,000 clouds. So now imagine that you are going to produce some light, each of one of them. But they are interconnected in a single light field, or galaxies connected with a light field like this. So you like this, and you are lying at the schools. You force the children to make 12 classes, okay, 12 years from there. You pretend that all the planet on all the schools, all the physics professors, they are imbecile. You realize that the physics is false. So you arrest them with that bad chemistry because the electron proton does not exist, okay? And you lie to them, and when I'm telling you, you pretend to see this freedom. You see 8 billion people on this planet, and I'm speaking already 2 years about 2 years, and I have another channel for 5 years. I discovered this, and nobody wants to listen, okay? Let's be this like a testimony of your proudness and your pretend science that you are making like this, okay? So let it be for the next generation, and maybe this will not be found another years on your conscience, and the next generation or something to accuse you, to have something big to accuse you, that you pretend you know false Einstein science and quantum mechanics, false quantum mechanics on the humbug like this, and all the physics is false, okay? Somebody invented the telephone bell like 1700s. We knew electricity in 1700s, okay? The telegraph in 1700s, 1717, okay? The telegraph was known, the energy, electricity. The voltmeter for battery, you learned it from quantum mechanics. This phone that I'm filming with is the first camera before 1900s, 1800s invented the same, and you steal this and you pretend you know science, and then you make this dichotomy of science versus religion, and say you do not know anything. You got the mathematics itself is false, is a philosophical system made by the Pythagorean philosophy 600 years before Christ. You do not understand. You cannot apply this imbecile sign all over the world. Minus, plus, you cannot divide and sum everything, okay? You have only this, and the other two are parts of this, minus and plus, okay? Multiplied and divided, okay? You cannot put this, and you are comporting like small children, okay? These galaxies, then you do not know what gravity is, okay? And you make engineering who you want, because you do not have any stable how to put grades on people, and you put doctorates who do you want, and then 1,000 people lie on internet like this. So let's be like a testimony because of your wrongdoings, okay? And or of this freedom of this planet of speech, and this pretense science versus religion is this freedom of speech of this planet, okay? When this is going to be find out, let it be that you will see that it's spoken in a most logical manner. Nobody wanted to see this, okay? Let it be on internet, because soon will be we found out. God says nothing. It is a high hidden that you cannot go into be at the light, and it is going to be at the light. Maybe I will die, maybe I will not, but this will and then my friends, if you want to wash some more of your shame, okay, you came here with big names like you, all of your pretend scientific men, and you recognize what I'm saying, okay? And then maybe you have some forgiveness, not from me, from the next generation, okay? So that's why I made these videos with 20 visualization for 2 years, like 100 visualization and stuff like this. Nobody wants to watch it, okay? This is the freedom on this planet, if you understand. This is the freedom, my friends. All your pretense, so your pretense freedom of speech, all this stuff, okay? I'm telling you the truth. And what is wrong? I'm telling you, we can go here to this simple star. It's a star. We can go to the planets. Einstein is false physics. Chemistry is false. We can go here. Newton is wrong. What I'm telling you wrong is to sustain something that it is imbecile. Black holes and things like this. Dark energy, black energy, quarks, antimatter, antiparticles, 30,000 subatomic particles and things like this. But I'm telling you, the matter it is made with light. And it's for the third time in this video, I'm going to prove to you, matter contains light. Even if you hit two rocks, you make a spark. It demonstrates. It is make it with light. Two rocks, you hit them, and you see light from a rock. There are rocks that you hit them with iron, you see more light even, okay? And there are rocks you can ignite a fire with them if you hit them. So where is not light? In gases, where is not light and fire? That you invented is the proton. Because the old guy said that the matter is made from the fire, and to be more smart than their guys, you invented draconic science. you arrest people 12 years, then you put magistrates and doctorates, and when you become imbecile, you can speak like this. Let it be a testimony, okay, with all my anger and with all my truth. If you want to maintain this, I will make many videos, okay. I intend to cut and comment all the 1 year worth of video from Brian Greene, okay. This is from Sabine Hossenfelder. I've told you, let it be like this, okay. But I'm not going to shut up until this God says nothing is hidden that is not going to be shown on light, okay. Goodbye.